So, hello and welcome. So last time we, went through character creation and went through the prologue bit where you're learning about getting out of the ship. And realized there was a couple things I was going to talk about with character creation. Oh, another thing I just noticed is this is still moving, so the ship is still, alive, at least as far as it ever was. But yeah, there's some
path lies before me.
Like combinations that I think you don't generally see in terms of race and race and class. Shadowheart first.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
Perhaps it was some dramatically timed divine intervention.
The divine tend to keep their interventions close to the chest. Though, I suppose it's not impossible.
Do you have any idea where we are?
No. I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
What happened to our Gith friend?
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us.
You want to stay together, I take it?
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Alright, let's get moving.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
That sort of things like, dwarven druids and rangers, or the Underdark races is with druids or rangers. Also a role-playing thing. Tempted to put a hat on him because these one of the under races and they aren't used to the sun, so that might help, but it's also a pointless weight. But it's sort of thing where I feel like they would actually exist. It's just it'd be not the sort of environments we generally think of, and the Underdark would, well, if it's good enough to supply the entirety of the entire populations, it would have ecology, and so there would logically be. Why are we eating a fish head? Or potentially eating a fish head. But
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
it just... So, I mean, logically they could have druids, and they could have rangers and such, people who are experts in the wild areas and tend to the ecology there. Here just would not be an ecology we're used to. I'm gonna take that as a valuable. I mean, yeah, it's paper that's already been used, but if it's the right kind of paper, in the Middle Ages it was possible to actually reuse paper. The loot. So you could like scrape off the letters and potentially use the whole thing again. I don't think there's anything else I was gonna... But I think that might have been it for that. Yeah, something... Belladonna. It was used medicinally and also cosmetically. And it wasn't so much that they didn't understand that it was poisonous. They did. They just still...
Can't get that open easily. Maybe there's another entrance.
Oh yeah, I was going to see... Whip. Interesting. Then I can equip that. I believe there is an achievement where you can get, where you earn a certain amount of money by busking, which I feel like that could be a fun thing, but don't really like, you know, make the entire party learn how to play an instrument. Suppose I should actually use the level up now. Last feature. Jack of all trades. Gain a spell.
More of those wretched things.
Like viciously mock an intellect devourer.
Time for some bloody wood.
Your head's empty as a debtor's purse.
And I did. That was hilariously silly.
Vicious filth. Best keep some distance, or this will be a short fight.
60% versus that, which is 90% and shooting straight through him.
On I go.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Do not have the accent resources. Attack opportunity. Push it! Dang it.
Very well.
And it missed. Ow.
Got to press on.
I won't give in. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Seems like I'm moving slowly.
Pay attention!
So apparently I can't actually...
You fight well. Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
Move. Let's have a look.
Why did I equip that?
What's in here?
I do kind of like how the pathfinding can actually frequently get you all the way to where you're going, despite the places being relatively distant.
There's no time to waste.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Okay.
Don't waste a step.
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Easily. Stand back.
There. Can you see it?
Just a dumb boar. You're relieved until you see the flash of a dagger.
If this is a robber, you're off to a bad start, elf.
I just need information. I saw you scuttling about on the ship. You're in league with them, aren't you? Those tentacle... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on?
Notice how I seem to call him elf in a derogatory way, though technically I'm an elf too, though I'm a drow.
The worm. Of course. That explains things somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Apology accepted. I might have done the same were the roles reversed.
A kindred spirit. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
Introduce yourself.
A pleasure. So, do you know anything about these worms?
Unfortunately, yes, they'll turn us into mind flayers.
Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
You should travel with me. Our odds are better together.
You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
Do I? No, I don't have. Talk to the scared boar. You know, when I initially played this, I thought that was sacred boar, because, you know, there are druids about.
Away! Away!
Calm down, I won't hurt you.
You're all the same. Too many of my kind died because of your spears, but not me!
You know, if I'm truly a creature of the Underdark, I might mean it's an entirely different place. I might not actually know what that was.
Deep grooves in the mud around that rock.
I lack the strength to move that.
My faith protects me. Need to keep going.
Can you?
Let's get
Name
going.
Chest. Ted collection reports held together by a moon and harp seal the mentions of sacrilegious activity among the Selenite sect. Stained ragged mark has passed through countless hands. Our little harp marks an area called Moonrise Towers and a small inky crescent sketched nearby forest below the crescent. Recent scroll. Cache. Sorry,
Never
Harpers,
wanted the
that's
easy
mine
path.
now. I think I remember in a previous playthrough I went and found that, then went out exploring elsewhere, and then possibly got into some trouble. Then discovered that, I think it was Lae'zel got stuck back there somehow.
Wonder what's
Lockpick.
past this?
Cool, I might not actually have Starion around. I admit to not being terribly fond of him.
Something good here, I hope. Anything of use? More for me.
Functions.
At least things have stayed interesting. Moving in. There. A mind flayer. And it's hurt.
That thing's bound to be dangerous, even if injured. Best be careful.
Let's see how this goes. Hello.
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion.
This isn't right. Step away.
You can't move, can't think. Thinking is mercifully done for you. It will be a joy to serve, to die for it an honor. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it. But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
Could attempt to do that. Sure. Oh yeah.
Your minds fuse, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive, and with your very body, you can provide.
Resist the intrusion with everything you have. Oh. Yeah, that'll be difficult to resist. Watch me fail! Oh,
The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
now, there's... Honestly, I feel it's a lot more logical for me to just kill it at this point, because, I mean, look what it's done to me. It's abducted me, infected me, tried to make me basically feed it my own brain, which would kill me, and leaving it here alive means that something else could come by and get controlled by it. And that's basically leaving an enemy in my backfield, which is not very wise. However, I also have already seen what happens when you kill it, and so I'm going to see what happens when you leave it alive.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
So there's one thing which I kind of noticed with the what did I notice? Ah, lost it completely.
What's going on with that room? Looks unstable somehow.
Approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
Touch the sigil.
A hand? Anyone?
Bard charisma, attune yourself to the magic sigil, then bid it to quiet down. That will be a very calm anomaly.
Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this.
At introductions?
At magic. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well.
So there's one thing I noticed with this game is that they don't seem to do short beards very well. It seemed like the longer beards were fine, just that this shorter length just kind of doesn't look very good. Never mind the nautiloid. How did he get stuck in that stone?
I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall?
I took control of the ship, landed it safely, and saved the day.
That vast burning wreckage behind you somewhat contradicts your story, but here you stand, so who am I to argue? Still, Swashbuckling heroics aside, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region, were you not?
Yeah, I realize the beard looks like it's pretty much just kind of painted on. Couldn't have phrased it more repellently myself.
No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
No, but I feel like we will meet someone who
You
is.
seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
I can tend to basic wounds and ailments, but alien parasites? I'm afraid not. Actually, would they have a concept of alien? Well, I suppose they would. It wouldn't be the concept of the alien at this point might not include beings from another planet. They might just be foreigners. But, I mean, in this case, it's beings from another plane and affecting other planets, so would probably still work.
As we've established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Sounds like a plan. You're welcome to join me.
Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
Okay. Yeah, so there's part of me that the various subclasses feel like some of the other ones. Well, I mean, I have kind of a interest in necromancy. Seen conjuration seem like very interesting thing. It's interesting areas of magic to use, but I feel like for this character evocation, like this game, evocation might be a lot more useful given the you can basically cast area of effect spells such that they will technically hit your party, but you know, not actually harm them. Like burning hands, chromatic orb. Yeah, let's go with that.
Can't give up now.
Can't you?
Broken. Must have been here a while.
Just kind of curious how they have.
Cursed to put my hands on everything. Another broken trap. Who made these things?
They have these dialogues, but not other dialogues for character.
You
Hi.
think it's dangerous?
Of course it's dangerous. One of them carved up Zor's whole squad.
So let's leave it.
And let the goblins have it? No. We take it to the grove.
I feel like that's relatively. I mean, flimsy trap, she should be able to get out of it herself. Hi.
Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad and twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them. Holy hells. Under elf.
Lay tight, Nymessa.
I'm pretty sure that's not how you would use that kind of sword. It's short swords. It's as much as like there are very few swords that are exclusively stabbing or slashing. That length and type of blade is much more of a stabbing weapon and would not be terribly effective that way. Intimidation. I have a +7. Oh, wait, I'm not gonna bother with that. I've got +7. I need a 5 to intimidate them. Only if I get a 1 will I fail on this. That's not a 1.
Demaze.
Come, Nymessa. Now.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
Get you down? I don't think I'd need to really insult you. Oh, wait. Say please.
Never.
Observe and listen. You'll hear goblins before you see them.
As you say.
What? What are you two doing? You're going in opposite directions. That's not... What?
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her take advantage.
A simple thank you wouldn't go amiss.
You may as well suggest a wyvern bow to worms. The cure I offer will suffice as thanks.
What exactly is a creche?
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter.
Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a ghaik tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
Alright, we adjourned here. Let's find this creche.
You're full up. Dismiss someone first.
Take a star in his place. He can head back to camp.
If I must. But do try to keep them safe. They're a little useless without me.
Hey!
Ready for battle. You have made an ally from Kresh Kalir. Few know such fortune. Call me Lae'zel.
I'll trust your judgment, but I won't trust her. Not until I've gotten the measure of her.
You've a sharp tongue, elf. Would that your mind proved its equal.
Half elf. I suppose the finer details are lost on a creature like you.
Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A creche must be near. We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
Okay, now... level up.
Wish I had a bag of holding.
else want to attempt at it? Oh!
What's that?
That's interesting. I'm not sure I've ever seen that one before. Yeah, this is an interesting little shrine here. I'm not sure. I mean, such things may have existed in pseudo-medieval period. But I know that often abandoned buildings would frequently be quarried for materials. So you have, like, stone can be used in new buildings, wood, all that such. Alright. Apparently they're done talking.
Laws. Pity you aren't as good at grave robbing as you are at excuses. Just being careful. Like my mum always said, fools rush in.
Yeah, they are still arguing. Okay.
You're both twice as tall as me, but have half the bloody backbone. But we don't know what that thing even is. And what about the crypt? I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we... Stop! Got ourselves competition already. That's our ship.
That ship is full of monsters. I mean, technically it is. It does... Well, full might be a bit of an overstatement. They're mostly dead, aside from, you know, one Mind Flayer, which is, you know, dying. I wouldn't go near it. 7... Sure.
Well, in that case, come on you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese, no?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese! Now move it!
It would have been quicker to kill them.
I'm not sure it actually would have.
Time and the elements have left the plaque unreadable.
Nothing in there. Nothing in there. A mushroom over here. The one thing that kind of gets me about all these supplies we're collecting is that a lot of them are perishable, so we kind of have issues with them, you know, rotting. I mean, we do find rotten stuff, but see, we end up picking up so much in the way of... Hey, a shovel. And a weird view of that. Yeah, weird view. Alright, send you to Gale. Gale, rest.
progress ahead.
Right. Alright, let's see about
Can't keep me out.
utilizing my lockpicking skills. A 7. Yeah, the only way I failed this is if I roll a 1. And I succeed beautifully. And in we go.
You're dead!
Are you sure I'm dead? Okay, let's... Can you push him?
With haste.
And retreat.
Talk to me.
55 versus 60 versus 40. That's bop on the head. Push him again. Alright.
Swift and lethal.
And down he goes. And surprisingly, no one else heard
Moving
that.
ahead.
Oh yeah, and you remember how that guy said no one's getting any cheese? They have a ton of cheese back here. So they could totally get some cheese.
No more prayers. Only dust and silence.
Who are those prayers for? Normally the patron god is obvious. Not here.
No traps, please.
Send one of these to Astarion. I wonder if he had anything to say about that.
Ancient, indecipherable text covers the plaque.
A dead tongue. Whoever worshipped here must be long gone.
Can't afford to stay idle.
Yes?
Eager for battle.
A long way to go still.
Let's move.
So one thing that does kind of bother me is how the this game is that the health potions are not shared. So you have to specifically equip people with health potions, otherwise they can't use them. Which I mean, sure is perhaps realistic, but it also means that the person you're mostly playing with has all of them, and no one else has any. don't know how actually valuable quills were. Ink could, I think, be. Steal all the food.
Maybe I need more pockets.
What is it got in its pockets, sis? Actually, something I was considering doing at some point is try a funny playthrough of this with a halfling by the name of Smeagol. Of course, Dark Urge, you know, because Smeagol. Okay, everyone attempt to. Wait. She failed, but
Should mind my step.
How is it, Pathfinder? Back off!
damn. She tried dashing, but she actually can't escape.
Breathe quiet. Move with care.
Sorry, Mari.
At the ready. It's been a long day. I'll need to rest soon.
I do kind of wonder about him saying that. Is it actually a thing of after a certain amount of time? Just rest, because usually you're not, like, you know, all that beaten up.
Here goes nothing. Not bad. I've had better days, and worse ones. What's inside?
Charlotte the Woods.
Indolence breeds madness.
Where
I've got
did
a
that
long
go?
road ahead.
going home empty-handed again. Clear off! We got here first.
My path be true.
Wait, where's everyone else?
Does this count as adventuring?
My faith protects me.
Hanging back? Well, your companion gets the crap beaten out of her? Congratulations, you joined the battle. Finally.
My knees are starting to ache. Don't want to think about why my eye is itching.
Oh yeah. Hey, pay attention to me. Second was there? Actually, let's... No, that's not actually what I wanted. No, that.
No time to waste.
Oh wait. That was half their party dead.
Got to focus.
Percent, 5%, 60%, 65%.
Well, so much for peace.
You've a busy fit for letter writing.
Time to strike.
Yes, I think it is time to strike. Did you miss? Yeah, we just started a fire in the library. I'm sure everything's fine.
Best be on my way.
I don't really question as to what sort of state these books should be in Seems they're in an abandoned underground facility. But I saw that might be part of why we're only finding like a few that are actually good. And well, I mean, most of them are just copies of exactly the same thing over and over and over again, which means sure. That was kind of a thing that happened. Like often you had important texts that you had continuously copy and recopy. It was usually more a thing like you had a few books, not all that many of them. Okay, you don't really have anything I want. You.
I'll give it a shot.
You do not recognize the language on the plaque.
What's that?
No, that's not where I sent you. Yeah, really not sure they'd have quite this many copies of all the same books. I mean, unless these are strictly the books that are supposed to be relevant to this religion. But what time do we have? Oh. Alright, and so that's going to be where I'm going to call it for this one. Thank you for watching, do any relevant things with YouTube's buttons, and have a nice day.